Sorry for the late video, everybody. I've been extremely busy yesterday. I mean busy. After I got work, took a 2 hour power nap, had a service meeting, then went to a festival, then I go to a birthday party, and I crashed. just flat out crashed. And now here I am. I watched both RWBY and Love Life on the same day, and I'll be reviewing it back to back. So don't worry, people. You'll get your content. Just do my sacrifice. Well, anyways, this is how I do like things be wrapped up in most stories and anime series. After the battle, you get the prologue, you get things being talked about, self-reflections of after the confrontation that they have, and seeing how far they've grown from the beginning all the way to the end for each and every individual. It was great. Now, showing how RWBY first got here to how she is now, how she was nervous and awkward. She's still awkward in a way, but she's slowly making her way to make friends. That's what she wants to do. She is the youngest one there. She's very shy in a way, a dork, a social outcast, but she's dedicated to her job, which is being a huntress in the future. If anything, she could say she is one right now for how good she is. And of course, the relationship between Blake and Yang was better talked about in this series than it was in the actual series within Rooster Teeth, believe it or not. They're having their private chats while knowing what's going on, while RWBY and Yang remain oblivious to it. Now, let's talk about Blake. Of all the 4 characters in RWBY, Team RWBY, Blake was the one I liked the least. Believe it or not. And it's not her fault. It's mainly how Rooster Teeth put her in these terrible situations. And it just always put me off. Especially in the future volumes, how she treated Sun, her relationship with Yang, and then even her conversation. This is where it started, though. This is where it started. Was the conversation she had with Ozpin. Is what really set me off. I remember reviewing that, too, when Volume 2 was airing, where I was talking about how I didn't like how Blake was withholding information. Her reasoning of hiding that she was a faunus. All of it was pretty pointless, in my opinion. Especially with the reason for her hiding as a faunus. There's other faunus out there, too, who are being bullied or they're standing up for themselves. And they're not being afraid of who they are or what they are. And they have to deal with that. But yet, if you ask me, it's just her using her excuses, herself hiding. She feels like she's putting on good airs to Ozpin of her excuses of why she's doing what she's doing. But altogether, I wasn't buying it. Her reason of withholding information of what's going on with Torchwick and the White Fang was terrible. Because of that, Ozpin could have done a full investigation or something. Any personal leaks she could have given, even if it was, so you're afraid of being expelled from Beacon. So you're saying that you withheld information, which was consequential in Volume 3, by the way, where called a full-scale attack on the city. You could have leaked some information, who the leader are, who are the strong opponents, how their attack patterns are. All of this stuff you could have released to them because she withheld information that attack on Beacon in a way happened. When you really think about it, it could have happened either way. But the fact is that she withheld information. Anything that could have helped the cause Ozpin to move some pieces around to at least halt their situation. But instead, they kept trying to do everything themselves instead of asking the higher ups to do it, which was terrible because you didn't want to get expelled. People lost their lives in Volume 3. Beacon may never rise again in Volume 3 because you didn't want to get expelled. While the school is destroyed and may never come back. Are you happy now, Blake? Are you happy you withheld information? I remember some people trying to counter-argument with me with this years ago when I was reviewing Volume 2. And I said, this is going to come by her in the butt. And which it did. To me, it was her excuse of hiding and being in the shadows, her saying why she's not showing off being a faunus because they might discover she's a White Fang. No, she wouldn't. Ozpin will probably hide. I think why Ozpin knows something about it, and because of that, he was And think about it. You were getting on Ozpin in the show about how he was withholding information, but they were always freaking Blake was withholding information from the very beginning from everyone. but okay, that's okay. That's okay. Oh my goodness. This is the more I think about it, more I was like, oh, this Blake character just really gets to me. It's like she has a cool design. She can be interesting, but all honesty, Rooster Teeth really screwed her character over. All honesty, man, I don't like it. It is because, and after seeing that conversation again, it just brought back memories of like, she screwed up big time. This is the moment right here where Blake screwed up, where I had a dislike for Blake. In a way, where Weiss was going a different direction, where I was liking her more and more because she was trying to better herself. And yes, there were some flaws in the writing they did in the earlier volumes, like how she handled her brother Whitley in a way where she was just told to be there for Whitley, but instead she told him to go to his room. But as for future, I already talked about that. But then again, I did like Weiss, especially how everyone was always dogging on her every time. just making fun of Weiss, if you haven't realized that. That was the thing they did, especially in Volume 2, where they call her Ice Queen, or Ruby's in her binder, or her getting hit in a pie in the face. Weiss was always getting dogged on, even by the enemies, in a way, so it was funny in a way. But it was good. She was still growing nonetheless, which I still enjoy about Weiss's character. Yang didn't have much involvement, really, just being a supporting character for RWBY by not being there for RWBY, but instead having RWBY grow on her own. So always trying to be there for support. She can be there for support, but not hold RWBY's hand all the time. Trying to let RWBY grow on her own from time to time to become a better leader. Same thing with John. John Howard's growth is different. He needs his support in order to do that. Like I said, John is someone that riles people up. He's that leader who may not fight well, but it's his aura, his charisma that allows people like, this guy can't fight well, but I want to support this guy because he's not backing down, which is the thing. And this is probably the last time we'll ever get to see Pyrrha again. So, and Pyrrha in her best moments is supporting John. So it's a shame we won't see girl Pyrrha no more. Of course, no one didn't really do anything. And of course, it ended all off. They did the best day ever. I was just waiting. Like, are they going to do this? Are they going to do it? Are they going to cop out? They're not going to do the food fight. They did the food fight, not the full version of it, but they did. They did a small explanation of that was leading up to the food fight in the end, and it was Nora and Yang just throwing food at each other. Then it was when Weiss got hit with pie. She explained something, this tradition, and they have a fight, and have the food fight, which Weiss started the food fight. According to this, Weiss started the food fight. That is very, very interesting. Good to know. They didn't do the ending of the food fight where Team RWBY wins by RWBY doing her special attack, but it was still entertaining nonetheless. The animation was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Was it good as the original food fight? Nah. It was close, but not good enough. Because Nora didn't do her I'm Queen in the Castle, Queen in the Castle, or there were other things missing. Now, since this is done, and it's all over, how I fully felt about the RWBY Ice Queendom. It had its flaws that took it away. The animation was good, of course, as usual in the art style. However, it did take away its charm that RWBY had. That charm that only the Westerners can create when it comes to doing their storytelling. The personality of the characters. RWBY being goofy and childish instead of just adorable and sincere. Or how Yang would make terrible jokes and everyone would be like, or how John would be more. John's character was kind of the same in a way, but he was more dorky in the original show. Pyrrha didn't say sorry a lot, like she usually does. It's mostly the characteristics that they did keep within the anime compared to what was in the original show. It is the personality of the characters themselves which didn't have. And plus, the music wasn't there all the time when you'll hear the original band of them singing. So it was there every now and then, but not all the time. Either way, it was okay. Like I said, it did feel like a filler, like it was part of a filler or uh, a video game that's part of a filler, that's canon to the main story, but it links up certain gaps within that said story. So that's where I feel about RWBY Ice Queendom. It was good. It was nice. Um, I did enjoy it, especially the designs, especially the designs. And since this is the last video on it, I'll say it one last time. Please, someone out there, make figurines of Weiss, Nega Weiss, and Nega Blake. I need those figurines, baby, and I need them now. Good Smile Company, get to it, please. So anyways, I enjoyed myself nonetheless with this show. It wasn't that bad. Of course, there's been these characteristics, but it was nice to see Japan's point of view on RWBY. You know, especially from Studio Shaft, of all things. I thought like more like Studio Bones or someone would animate it, but I was wrong. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. Just add the Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.